game week. I'm excited about the way this football team is prepared. Really, since the day we got here in January to right now, we've been building for this moment on Thursday, and we're excited to kick off the 2024 season here at home at Five Star Stadium. With that, I'll open it up for questions.
So, what I'm seeing is that Presbyterian has given up 170 yards on the ground. Talk about the running back room, and just like, I know there's been some quarterback indecision, and now it's been made. But talk about your running back room and just what you're looking forward to with those guys.
Sure. Coach Jones does a great job with that group. Again, similar to the wide receiver room where Al Wooten is no longer with us, and so you're losing a guy that was a 1,000-yard rusher. We felt like it was a strong room to begin with guys like Tyrell Cord, Micah Bell, C.J. Miller, guys that just maybe a little bit unproven in a game-like situation, but we had seen good things from. And then obviously we were able to add, a guy that we were really familiar with in Dwayne McGee, who's been a two-time All-American that knows the offense. So I think you'll see all four of those kids rush the football for us on Thursday, and we're excited about what they can do and what we hope to establish is an aggressive mindset at the line of scrimmage.
Coach, you landed on DJ Smith, the quarterback. Why did he win the job? What do you expect out of him each game?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's been quite a bit of competition in that room. There's no one in that room that's really played a snap for Mercer football or started a game for us. And so, I just think the overall body of work from the spring until now, DJ's done a tremendous job. It was a highly contested battle, and, certainly he's prepared, and we think he gives us the best chance right now.
Hey, Coach, what other questions do you want answered after this game, whether it's offense or defense? What are some things you're looking to figure out for the first game?
Yeah, I think, the first game's always, there's a little bit of learning curve, right? I mean, it's that way even if you've been with a program for a while, but anytime you're coming into a new situation, I think just for the players themselves, getting to know how we function as a coaching staff, maybe, some of my nuances on game day and things like that. But, we want to work to eliminate pre-snap mistakes. I mentioned that last week, and we want to make sure that we're doing the things that help us win football games, and that's protecting the football, taking the ball away, running the football, and then, doing our best to be opportunistic in the special teams game.
What would you say is the biggest difference between like a night game and the typical 1 o'clock start on Saturday or a 4 o'clock start? How would you say that comes back?
Yeah, I mean, this one's a little bit different because it's a Thursday and it's a school week and all that kind of stuff. Night games in general, great for the fans. We obviously have the Ford Concert Series, does a great job. Gives them a little bit more time to tailgate. Usually they're a little bit louder in that instance, and just provides an atmosphere really that I think second to none when you have an ability to go under the lights and play in front of friends and family.
Anything standing out on tape to you from Presbyterian that you're noticing a lot?
Sure, they're a really well-coached football team. Coach Englehart, I had a tremendous amount of respect for him when he was at Florida Tech prior to them shutting the program down on him when COVID hit. I'm talking about a gentleman who led a program in a tough Gulf South Conference to the playoffs in back-to-back years. And, you see on film that they're markedly improved from where they were since he took over. I think they have something like 17 to 22 starters coming back. So they're well-coached, they're veteran. They play extremely hard. They're disciplined. They're well schemed. I mean, this is a good football team.
You being an old line coach, right? How has the line come together? Because that's obviously a key anytime you go into a game.
Sure. We're excited about what we've done. Obviously, the linchpins, the center, Riley Adcox played a bunch of football for us, an all-conference guy. There's some players that were on the roster that have done a good job, but that's also an area that we've added some depth and some playmakers. Mari Atchinson's a young man that was in the program that's really come on. Israel Mukwiza, Mook, has done a great job. He's been in the program and started a bunch for us. And then obviously the addition of Xavier Jennings, who had played for us at Lenore-Rhine to solidify that left side, has really just stabilized it. And then just, I think Tyler Arlovsky, our offensive line coach, does a tremendous job just with a mindset, right? Like the O-line will never be somewhere where we can point, hopefully, that it's deficient in any way. Those kids are going to play hard. There's nowhere to hide in practice. They work extremely hard, and I've been really, really excited about that group in particular's development, again, through spring and training camp. Anything else?
Anything else for Coach Jacobs?
Go Bears. Y'all let me off easy this week. All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll move on to our players now. And, for a guy who has been fortunate to interview a lot of Mercer football players through the years, the one thing you come away with, they're good athletes, but they present themselves well. These guys are great human beings and students and individuals in the community as well. That's going to come across, I think, in the next few minutes, beginning with these guys. We're leading off with Riley Adcock, our starting center. If we're going to do good things on offense, I think Coach would tell you, the offensive line's got to step up, play well. Our center, Riley Adcock, who's overcome some things physically in his career to be with us and playing hard and playing up to 100%. Riley Adcock, our center.
Hello, how are y'all doing today? Any questions?
Give us an update
Okay.
of what you anticipate for the season and being one of the leaders on the team offensively, what you guys hope to do.
All right, as we open the season, I'm excited to play with this group of guys. I feel like as an O-line group, we've grown a lot closer and grown a lot mentally tougher, physically tougher this year. This is like one of my favorite groups I've played with since I've been here, and I'm just excited to play with these guys, communicate, and go out and have a great game this Thursday.
What does it mean to you to have head coach be a former offensive line coach?
It's pretty cool because, like, with Coach Cronick, like, he understood the offense, but with Coach Jacobs, he understands it at our level as well, and he's played under some great coaches, and he's played at pretty big schools like Ohio State and stuff, and he's helped put in some of his input and helped us, like, as we're going through. It's also Tyler Olosky, T.O., our offensive line coach. Him being a center, I've learned a lot from him and his techniques. I mean, he was a Remington Award finalist when he was in college, and learning little tricks and techniques from him is pretty cool. From being now a fifth-year guy, I've learned stuff that I haven't learned in the past. So it's been pretty cool having both these guys pour into me and into our O-line.
What's the energy like now that you're a senior? You're heading into your first game.
It's exciting. Like so this year we do have a lot more new guys, and I'm starting to be the old guy now in the room. I am married, so they're all like, "Oh, he's old. He's gone. He's done a bunch of stuff." But I like pouring into some of the younger guys. Like, I like hanging out with them if I can. Anytime they ask for advice, it's fun. Like hanging out with them, being with them, learning what they have to say, and hearing from them. So I think it's really excited, and I'm excited about this group because since we are a new group, we've had to hang out a little bit more, get to know each other more, and I feel like this is the tightest O-line group we've had since I've been here.
What would you say is your goal for the season? The center, you were kind of the man on the offensive line. What would you say are like some of your big things that you're looking for this season and just goals you have after last year?
So to help, I'd like to be a leader on this O-line, that we're communicating and playing well up front each and every game, and that if any guys on the team need anything, that they can come to me, ask me for help or anything I can do there. I want to help lead our O-line as a group to be one of the better O-lines in the conference. And personal goals, I'd like to be a first-team all-conference guy this season.
You got any good stories that you have been passed down?
Okay, so when I started here at Mercer, I was supposed to come that August 2020, that COVID class, and right before I came, I had a seizure at a restaurant, and they rushed me to the hospital, told me nothing was wrong. I then had another seizure at the wheel of my car, and this time my wife, who's sitting right here, she's like, "You need to tell them to get an MRI or something wrong because something's up." And they ended up finding a brain tumor behind my right eye. So like my room was packed, ready to go to college, and found I had a brain tumor. I went to the hospital, tested positive for COVID, had to wait a few weeks for surgery. Then I had a surgery in August, like about this time, 4 years ago now, and took my skull out, took the tumor out, came back. Had to wait almost a month for my test results to come back because labs are backed up because of COVID, and it came back that it was a benign tumor, so non-cancerous and stuff. So, and then I left the hospital a day early than I was supposed to. They had me up and moving. Surgeon came back, told me that it was probably the best opportunity for a guy like me, my age, young, healthy, and best spot for one. So all prayers to God that he since that happened, that was all a blessing that how it happened. And 2 months later, luckily this all was COVID season, so our season got pushed off to the spring, and I was able to join all the meetings in the fall, all the Zoom meetings, learning the offense, plugging in that way. And I was a walk-on too, so I'm during these meetings like, okay, I need to learn, trying to figure it out. I still have my plays typed up, even though it's now an old offense, like on my phone. And that January, when we played that spring season, I was in here competing for the starting spot at center. And I started my first game was point, and then like a year from the date of my brain surgery, I was starting against Alabama, walking into Bryant Stadium. So, and I've been blessed to play here now 4 years as a starter and going into my 5th season, so it's been exciting.
That's awesome, man.
Probably a lot of you guys on offense, a veteran, a lot of people come back on defense. How has it made the offense better and get ready for this first game, going every day in practice against a defense with these quality folks?
I mean, that's one of the things I tell the guys is like we're playing against one of the top defenses in our conference and in the country, and so when you get to go out against guys like that, you're having to get better at your little techniques, little details, and then with all these new guys, like I said, we're having to communicate more, talk more, hang out more, get to know each other a little bit better, and I feel like that's created a tighter-knit group than we have had in past, and I think this group will be something to be, so we have something to prove this year and come back ready to play.
How special is it Thursday night under the lights of 5-star?
Oh, man, it's the best place to play here in FCS football.
One more question I had. You talked about being a walk-on, and then I know this weekend you guys gave one of your other walk-ons a scholarship. You know, what does that moment kind of mean as a player, just seeing somebody on your team as a walk-on, have that kind of moment?
I mean, I relate a lot to Mick Wasson. He's a civil engineer major as well, and that's what I came here to do is engineering, and then seeing him work hard in the classroom, like I'm helping him in class too, talking to him about that, and then you see him out there working his tail off at practice, weight room, no matter what. That's what, like, when guys ask me when they're coming here on visits, I'm like, if you're going to walk on, you need to come here and do what you're supposed to, expect to be the best you can at everything you need to do, because none of this stuff is given, you need to earn it. And it was just great to see Mick finally earn that, and he definitely did earn it.
We've talked a lot about kind of the bond between players, a lot of new players in the transfer portal. Very unique bond, I think, between the center and the quarterback. So now that you know who the starter is going to be, what kind of relationship have you developed with DJ, and how do you expect it to keep growing as the season goes on?
So me and DJ, I talk to him after every practice. I'll go sit by him in the locker room, and we're just talking, chatting it up about life, football, anything that we can. I mean, anytime you catch me in the cafeteria, I'm sitting next to all the quarterbacks. Like, I'm hanging out with everybody in the locker room, trying to get a good feel of how they're feeling, how they're doing. And I think with DJ, it's going to be pretty fun, and it's going to be a great season.
All right, anything else for Riley? A fellow went to college from the Coolers where he played high school ball, so I want to get that in. All right, Riley, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I told you these guys are awesome, their stories and the quality people they are. Got them on offense, but also a lot of guys back on defense, a lot of experience there, a lot of leadership. Certainly Ken Stanley, first team all-conference, graduate student out of Waycross. Ken, come forward, please. And again, if you'll give a little opening statement for us, we appreciate it.
How's everybody doing? Going into this game, defensively, I feel like we have a pretty stout group all the way up from the D-line. That's where it starts, of course, all the way to the back end. I feel like guys are very energetic and very pumped for this first game. Some of the things we just preach defensively is intensity, well, on both sides of the ball. Coach Jacobs preaches it all the time. Intensity, consistency, and more so tailored to defense is just a relentless pursuit to the ball. And I think we've, over time, developed that. Even from last year, I think that's just something that carries on regardless of staff. You just got to have relentless pursuit to the ball. And I think it's going to be on display this coming Thursday. So I'm really optimistic about our performance.
Is there any more pressure on the defense now that the offense is so brand new to perform better, to be more aggressive on the defensive side of the ball?
I wouldn't necessarily say there's more pressure, but there's always a high standard we've held ourselves to. I mean, it's great to have an offense that's complementary to the defense, but there's no pressure. Same high standards, same goals as far as taking the ball away. And as you said, how dynamic our offense can be. The more turnovers, the more takeaways we have, equals more opportunities for them to score. So,
Ken, how did last year's experience making the playoffs? How does that drive this group?
I mean, it's driven us very much, especially in the off season. It's given us somewhere to set our sights, but it's also made us even more hungrier because, yes, we made the playoffs, but we went there without our main goal, and that's a conference championship. So, like I said, it's created a hunger in us that's quite like no other that I've ever experienced in the past. So I think this team has really seen what we're capable of, and with the addition of several new pieces on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, I think we can reach those goals.
Ken, you've been here for been playing football for 6 years, but being a middle linebacker, one of the bigger positions on the defensive side of the ball. What are you noticing about the guys around you this year? How does that make you like that?
I feel like guys are they're having more fun than in the past. Not saying that guys weren't having fun, but I feel like there's not so much worry about making a mistake. Just playing, going out and playing. That's when you play your best ball. Is when you just play carefree. You're dialed in and you're paying attention to detail, but you're just playing carefree. That's when you have your best plays, your most fun.
Ken, how does it feel to have Isaac back at linebacker right next to you?
I mean, it's great. It was devastating last season when he got hurt, but it's great to see his journey, see him push through and overcome some obstacles. It's going to be fun being back to play next to him.
I know you were voted one of the team captains. What does that mean to you?
Oh, that's a great honor. I mean, anytime that you're voted a captain, it just speaks volumes of how your teammates may see you. I mean, it's just great. I was captain one season before, and I've been voted kind of high in the past seasons, but it's just a great honor to see that guys around you respect you. They adhere to your leadership. It's just a great honor all around.
Is there somebody new on the defense that fans don't know about yet that they will know about?
New, I mean, we got some young DBs that's stepping their way in, like Dancis Miller and Donovan Watkins. And we got some guys on the D-line that kind of made some noise last year. Braden Manley, Arius Nash, Caden Camise. Some of those guys are gonna, I feel like, gonna break through this season.
You seem to be a big influence, honestly, on the rest of the defensive squad. Who's your biggest influence?
Defensively, who's my biggest influence? I just told somebody this the other day. Probably Isaac Dowling. He's probably my biggest influence because just seeing even earlier years, just seeing the success that he had, like coming in, like the immediate impact he had as a freshman, it drove me to foster that same success for myself. And just competing. I mean, it's always good with friendly competition, but not so much that you become consumed and worry so much about, like their success. I mean, I was telling somebody this. I was speaking to the defense, really about my story, my journey through college. Just not like gauging your success based off someone else's and how everything is on a different timing. Everybody's time is not the same, but he's probably my biggest influence just because he challenges everybody around him to be great. I'd say that.
Yeah, let's end it on a light note. If the team's in here and things are getting too serious and we need to lighten things up, who's the one guy that can break the intensity and loosen everybody up?
Probably Chris Hill. He probably can break the ice real fast.
I'll remember that. Chris Hill's our guy. All right, thank you so much, Ken. All right, thanks for coming. Remember, moving forward, if you need anything, media, Todd Anderson is your man, can help you out with interviews or whatever. Next week, Labor Day's on Monday, a holiday, so I think we're going to move the conference to Tuesday to accommodate that and then get ready to go for game 2. But right now, Thursday is our top priority. Hope to see all of you here Thursday night, 5 Star Stadium. Thank you for coming today.
Hey, Coach Jacobs, I forgot to ask you about Mick on Friday.
Yeah, it was, very good. Try to really take care of the people that take care of the program. He's a guy that does everything right. He's in one of the toughest majors on campus. Similar to